How do you ruin a good customer relationship? Well, there are a lot of ways, but one great way is to show me that you'll prioritize your own self-interest over my user experience or my needs as a customer. Yep, this is going to be a rant. I got a notification today from my Fitbit app. The notification was urging me to sync your Fitbit now. Open the app, and lo and behold, there's a full screen pop-up ad about a Mother's Day sale. So in other words, this notification was only to get me in to the app so they could deliver a pop-up ad. One that covers the entire screen. You can't miss it. There's no way to avoid it. There's no way to ignore it. You have to X out of it. Now, to the folks designing this, right, super clever. This is a way to actually use a notification to make sure that someone sees this ad for more Fitbit products. However, from a user standpoint, it might be subtle, might be a nuanced point. But this to me is highly, highly irritating and potentially damaging. Now look, I like my Fitbit. I've been using it the past 2 or 3 years. Generally, it's not something that I would rave about, but I think it's useful, right? To get you to be a little bit more active or track your sleep or try to be more regular about bedtime or whatever. Good. Like, this is a decent product. But when Google bought Fitbit, at the end of 2019, I worried that such things would start to happen more. And almost instantly this happened, where they started serving more and more ads internally. And of course, that's Google's business, so that's what they do, right? That's what they're going to lean on as a strategy. But all these alerts, alarms, dings, pings, and other anxiety-inducing, attention-sapping interruptions under the innocent label of notifications has to stop. I always feel like you got to limber up your limbic system to withstand this never-ending string of assaults on our well-being. Look, you got to stop this. This is not good marketing. Let me make the case that it does more damage than it does good. I bought this device. I use this device. That's the extent of our relationship. If you want me to renew, re-up, or upgrade, you do that in the product. The product is your marketing. And guess what? By doing this, you're wrecking it. This is not smart. You take something that's a decent product experience, and because of your needs to serve an ad to me, you wreck that experience. Even if you only notch it down a tick, right? It's a slightly negative experience. To me, I'm highly sensitized to these things, so these annoy me more than they might someone who's not paying as much attention to these infractions. Fine. But you notice that. You notice the subtle lack of respect for you, your time, your attention, even if it's just a slight infraction. It undermines the user's experience with your product when that is the very vehicle for your marketing at that point in the customer relationship. If I like the product and you continue to wow me in the interface of the product or in the daily use of the product, you can bet I'll buy it again. I might buy an add-on service. And most importantly, I might recommend it to a friend. I'm not doing any of those things now because of this. And sure, this might be an overreaction, but guess what? Consumers are irrational. I know that I am, you might be too, but why risk the relationship just because you had a need to serve an ad? It's not clever, it's not smart, it does more damage. Okay, I'll end my rant there, but Google, Fitbit, if you're listening, which you most surely are not, please stop this. You're both better than this. You both have good products. You don't need to rely on tricks like this to fool us as consumers. We see right through it, and we will not reward you for such behavior. All right, we'll see you on the next episode.